This fight is presented the child,
Catskills in Henderson, Nevada, USA, in the IBM
Here we go, live.
Look at the weight come to handle on that.
Promise if this will not.
The boxing world had never experienced such an electrifying buzz before the highly anticipated bout between YouTube sensation-turned-professional boxer Jake Paul and the iconic former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. It was finally happening. For weeks, social media platforms were on fire with predictions, memes, and heated debates about how the fight would play out. Some were thrilled by the clash of generations, while others brushed it off as more of a spectacle, entertainment rather than a serious competition. Yet, as the day approached, one thing was certain. Everyone was watching. Jake Paul, a man who had transformed himself from a controversial internet personality to a legitimate boxer, had been on a winning streak. He had silenced many critics with his victories over seasoned fighters, proving he was more than just a social media stuntman. He was a serious athlete. His work ethic was undeniable, and he trained relentlessly for every match, knowing that every punch he threw or absorbed was watched by millions. Paul's journey from the Disney Channel to the boxing ring was unprecedented, and with each victory, his confidence soared. He had already defeated the likes of Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva. Now, he set his sights on the ultimate prize, Mike Tyson. Tyson, however, needed no introduction. His career was legendary. At just 20 years old, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history, and his reign of terror in the ring was unparalleled. Tyson's ferocity, power, and speed in his prime made him a force of nature. Although years had passed since his dominant days, Tyson's legacy remained as strong as ever. Despite his age, Tyson had kept himself in remarkable condition, occasionally stepping into the ring for exhibitions that reminded everyone of the raw power he still possessed. When it was announced that he would fight Jake Paul, the world reacted with a mixture of shock and excitement. How could a 20-something YouTuber possibly stand a chance against Tyson? The fight was set in Las Vegas, the boxing capital of the world. The MGM Grand Garden Arena was packed with celebrities, boxing aficionados, and fans from around the globe. The atmosphere was electric, charged with anticipation and the roar of the crowd. The lights dimmed as the announcer took center stage, and the fighters were introduced. Jake Paul was the first to walk out, swaggering confidently with his team. He was sure of himself, perhaps too sure, as he shadowboxed his way to the ring. He had vowed to shock the world once again, promising to do what many thought impossible, defeat Mike Tyson. When Tyson made his entrance, the crowd erupted. The iconic walk, the menacing stare, and the unmistakable aura of a champion filled the arena. Even at 58 years old, Tyson's presence was unmatched. His muscles rippled beneath his robe, and his eyes burned with intensity. This was a man with nothing to prove, yet everything to lose. The respect he commanded was undeniable, and as he stepped into the ring, the noise from the crowd reached a deafening level. The fight began with both fighters feeling each other out. Jake Paul, surprisingly quick on his feet, danced around the ring, landing jabs while maintaining distance. Tyson, in contrast, remained composed, his experience evident as he methodically cut off the ring, forcing Paul into uncomfortable positions. The tension was palpable, with every move scrutinized by the crowd. Paul managed to land a few shots, boosting his confidence, but Tyson, ever the predator, was merely biding his time. As the fight progressed, it became clear that Jake Paul's strategy was to outlast Tyson, hoping that age would eventually slow the former champion. But Tyson wasn't done. By the third round, he began to unleash his trademark combinations, hooks and uppercuts that reminded everyone why he was once dubbed the baddest man on the planet. Paul, to his credit, absorbed the blows and fought back valiantly. But the cracks were starting to show. His footwork was slowing, his punches were less accurate, and the confidence he had before the fight began to fade. The fourth round marked the true turning point. Like a lion, Tyson cornered Paul and unleashed a flurry of punches that sent shockwaves through the arena. A left hook to the body followed by a crushing right uppercut, and Paul went down. The crowd gasped as he hit the canvas, the air knocked out of him. For a moment, it seemed the fight was over, but Paul, showing immense heart, rose to his feet, blood trickling from his nose, eyes filled with determination. The referee counted, and the fight resumed, but it was clear that the momentum had shifted decisively in Tyson's favor. In the fifth round, Tyson's dominance was undeniable. He moved with a grace that belied his age, his punches carrying the weight of decades of experience. Paul struggled to keep pace, his youthful energy giving way to the stark reality of facing a true boxing legend. The crowd felt it, the commentators sensed it, and deep down, even Jake Paul knew he was in over his head. Each punch from Tyson was met with thunderous applause, while Paul's attempts to retaliate were greeted with sympathetic gasps. By the sixth round, Paul had switched to survival mode. His goal was no longer to win, but simply to endure. However, Tyson was relentless. He smelled blood and went in for the finish. A series of vicious body shots left Paul gasping for breath, his hands lowering just enough for Tyson to land a devastating right hook to the jaw. Paul staggered, his legs shaky, but miraculously stayed on his feet. The round ended, and Paul stumbled back to his corner, where his team worked frantically to revive him. His face was swollen, his eyes puffy, and his breathing labored. The bravado he had shown before the fight was gone, replaced by a grim determination to survive. The seventh round was the beginning of the end. Sensing victory, Tyson charged forward with renewed energy. He pinned Paul against the ropes and unleashed his full arsenal. Paul's defense was crumbling, and he could barely mount any offense in return. The crowd was on its feet, sensing the climax of the fight. Then it happened. A thunderous left hook from Tyson connected with Paul's temple, sending him crashing to the mat for the second time. The arena exploded with cheers and gasps as Paul lay motionless on the canvas. The referee started the count, but it was clear that Paul was done. At the count of 10, the fight was called off. Mike Tyson had done it again. At 58 years old, he had defeated a man half his age in a stunning display of power, skill, and will. The crowd roared in approval, chanting "Tyson, Tyson," as the referee raised his hand in victory. Tyson, ever the sportsman, walked over to Jake Paul, who was being attended to by his team, and offered his hand to help him up. There was no animosity, just mutual respect between two fighters who had given everything. Jake Paul, battered but not broken, accepted Tyson's hand and rose to his feet. His face showed disappointment, but also respect. He had gone toe-to-toe with a legend and come up short, but he had proven his willingness to take on the toughest challenges. The crowd, once divided in their support, now offered a standing ovation for both fighters, recognizing the courage it took to step into the ring. In the post-fight interview, Tyson was humble, praising Paul for his tenacity and heart. "He's a tough kid," Tyson said, still catching his breath. "He's got heart and guts. It's not easy stepping into the ring, especially against someone like me. He's got a bright future ahead." When asked if this was his final fight, Tyson simply smiled and said, "I'm just enjoying the ride. We'll see what's next." Jake Paul, despite the loss, held his head high during his interview. "I knew this would be the toughest fight of my life," he admitted. "I respect Mike Tyson more than anyone. He's a legend, and tonight he proved why. I gave it my all, but tonight wasn't my night. I'll be back, though. This isn't the end for me." His words were met with applause, a testament to the respect he had earned by stepping into the ring with one of the greatest fighters of all time. In the aftermath, the fight sparked endless analysis and reflection. Some praised Jake Paul's courage, while others criticized him for taking on too much. But the consensus was clear. Mike Tyson was still a force to be reckoned with. For Tyson, the victory was another chapter in his storied career. A reminder that age is just a number when it comes to the heart of a fighter. For Jake Paul, the loss was a humbling learning experience, showing the level he needed to reach to be considered among the best. For all the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.